friend Martin. Have anybody here seen my old friend John? Oh, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. Have anybody here seen my old friend Martin? Have anybody here seen my old friend John? Oh, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. 5 score years ago, a great American whose somebody's shadow we stand signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been sheared in the flames of brutal injustice. But 100 years later, we face the tragic fact that the Negro is still not free. 100 years later, the life of a Negro is still sadly crippled by the managers of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro finds himself languishing within the corners of an American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. So we have come here today to, in a sense, dramatize an appalling condition. When the architects of our magnificent republic spoke the words of the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promising note into which every American was to fall down. And we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. So we have come to this hollow spot right now to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxuries of food and all, or take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. There are those devotees who tell me, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the basic mobility is from one small ghetto to another. We can never be satisfied as long as the Negroes in New York feel that he has nothing to vote for. We can never be satisfied. We come here today to sing with a new meaning. Sing with a new meaning. My country 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty. Yes. Land of the pilgrim's pride. Yes. From every mountainside. And agree to make America a great nation. Then this must become true. Thank you, Jesus. Despite it all, I say to you today that I have a dream. It is a dream that is deeply rooted in the American dream. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. This dream, I had a dream that one day we would live in a nation, my 4 little children, where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I had a dream today. I had a dream that one day the state of Mississippi, a desert state struggling with the heat and justice, will one day be transformed into an oasis of freedom. I had a dream today. I had a dream that one day that every nation will rise up to leave out the true meaning of the creed. This is my hope. With this hope, I will return back to the South here. Therefore, I tell you, with this hope, go back to Alabama. Go back to Mississippi. Go back knowing that somehow this day something can and will be done. This is the faith. With this faith, we'll be able to hew out a mountain to spare a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to transform the jagged discords of our nation into a beautiful faith. With this faith, we will be able to sing with new meaning. We will be able to sing with new meaning. We will be able to go one day to sit down at the table of brotherhood. With this faith, we'll be able to sing in the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. King have asked me to say this here when I switched up on you for a minute. And you've asked me to say that if you're around when he used to meet his day. If you're around when I'm to meet my day, I'd like for someone to mention that day. I don't want you to mention that day that I won a Nobel Peace Prize round. If you're around when I'm to meet my day, I'd like for somebody to mention that day that I was a drum major. If you say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for peace. Tell them that I tried to love somebody, anybody. It never made me the difference. If you're around when I'm to meet my day, If you're around when I'm to meet, I don't want you to mention that I won 4, 5, 6 other honor awards. If you're around when I'm to meet my day, I'd like for someone to mention that day. Say that I tried to love somebody. Anybody who never made me the trip. If you're around when I'm to meet my day.
Jesus. 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 Thank you, Father.
If I'm wrong.
Thank you.
If I'm wrong, then the United States Constitution is wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, then the Declaration of Independence is wrong. If I'm wrong, then God Almighty is wrong, and Jesus of Nazareth was meant an optional dreamer and didn't come down from heaven. If I'm wrong.
My God, my God.
Amen.
My God.
You can't be wrong.
My God, Jesus.
So again and again, we have come here to this hollow spot.
Thank you, Jesus.
To remind Americans
Thank you, Jesus.
of the first urgency of now.
Thank you, Jesus.
But there are those moderates who tell us to wait. Again and again, the time is now. The urgency of the hour is now. And as we stand on this warm threshold, which leads into the palace of justice, there's something that I must say to the people. The marvelous new militants, which has engulfed the Negro community, must not lead us to distrust of all white people. For as evidenced by their presence here today, that they have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny, and we are inextricably bound together. With this faith again, I return back to the South. So let freedom ring from the hiking Alleghanies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. When we let it ring, when we let it ring from every mountainside, we will be able to speed up that day. When all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, land of the proud of pride, let every side. So let freedom ring from every side. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. When we let it ring from every mountainside, we'll be able to speed up that day. When all of God's children, white men and black men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to sing with the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last.